Hello everybody, Big Dog Northeast Colorado Storm Chasers with you live again as the next storm is getting ready to fall on the heels of the one that we just finished up with, and we'll kind of fill you in on some of those details of what's going on as the storm has moved itself out of here and it's moved east, and we still have people that are going to be dealing with that all the way through Washington DC in the next couple days. Still severe weather going on tonight. Matter of fact, seeing a couple of tornado warnings tonight on the radar. We'll try to get some of those shown to you as well. But lots to talk about here for northeastern Colorado and Colorado surrounding areas, as we're still not quite done yet. We finished with that storm. That's out of here, but now it's time for the next storm to go in place. First thing I want to do is say good luck to all of you Broncos fans that are going to be cheering probably for your Broncos next week, as my Bills will be hosting the Broncos tomorrow, or excuse me, tomorrow, next Sunday, during Wild Card Weekend. So I'm excited to see my Bills playing the Broncos. It'll be kind of nice to see who wins that one. You know, I've got my confidence in my team. I feel like we're going to do pretty well. So, you know, we've got some that are going to be fans of the Broncos. Well, most of you folks that are here in Northeast Colorado are probably Broncos fans. So nothing I can do on that one for you all, but I'm glad that you at least have your fans in place, and hopefully you guys will do well. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I love my Buffalo Bills and a diehard fan. So, okay, so let's get started. Good evening. It is January 5th, 2025, and this is our third live already, I believe, for this year. So we're still trying to stay live with you guys and keep in touch with everyone and let you know what's going on weather-wise out here. So a couple of things first. Thanks for all the videos, for everybody who have been sending us videos, pictures. Josh Hart out of Kentucky has been sending us stuff too, out in his place, and I posted some of that out there. So I think that everybody needs to realize it's not just Colorado that we help with. I mean, we'll focus on others as well. Notice my voice is better. It's still not fully healed, but you know what? It's getting better, so I'll take it with what I have. So let's go ahead and show everybody what we have. And I'm still on the screen, which is good. That means it's still showing myself on there, and it's also doing the live report. So that's a good thing. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm glad to see. I did have it pinned at the top there. Don't forget to share any closers, cancellations from yesterday for the last 24 hours. We'll leave that up there still, just in case anybody else needs to, let me turn my volume down, sorry. Just in case anybody else needs to add any more to it in the next day or so, so that everyone's aware. Let's start off with our current temperature right now. It's 16 degrees out there. If I refresh the screen, it'll probably tell me if there's any winds. There were no winds earlier, so it's actually dropped 2 degrees. It's 14 degrees now, and that was about 30 minutes ago when I pulled that one up. So it's dropped a couple of degrees already. Tomorrow's going to start out pretty nice and sunny, but then it's going to start changing again. As you see, we go to a 70% chance of snow tomorrow night into Tuesday, and then we got another round coming in on Thursday, it looks like, from the Weather Service. And I've been reading a little bit about them. The Thursday one doesn't look as bad yet, but we'll take a look as we go farther into the forecast. Matter of fact, I'm looking at it here as well. Saturday as well is showing, in Saturday night, some more snow here for us. So it could be a bit of a snowy event. And the reason I say that is because when I pulled up the Climate Prediction Center forecast, this is the 6 to 10 day outlook. As you can see, the temperatures are going to be a little bit below normal for us, which is good. I mean, we've been pretty warm and toasty, and it is winter, and we've got to understand that's how winter is. So yeah, we've got to, you know, that's just how it's going to be. But our 6 to 10 day outlook is showing us above precipitation, and so we do need to be ready for a little bit of additional precipitation that we're going to receive, and that's something that is much needed out here. And you can see it's talking about all the way from Canada all the way down into Texas and New Mexico. Thank goodness we're not in Alaska, because look at that, they're well above for their moisture. But again, we'll see what happens for everybody. So let's dive into the general map for everybody, so you can see no watches, warnings currently that I can see on the map that have been updated. Usually the Weather Service will update that pretty frequently. And again, I'm looking at it, just the hazardous weather outlook, which is very standard on our screen. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But if I went to the Storm Prediction Center, that one's going to be just a little bit different. As you can see, this is the hazard map, and you can see that snowstorm winter storm warnings, blizzard warnings, ice storm warnings. This is winter weather advisories. Okay, you can see all of these warnings are still going. And this is the DC area. They're under winter storm warnings. They can get up to a foot of snow. We also have a tornado watch here with tornado warnings right here, severe thunderstorm warnings here in central Mississippi, and by Alabama and Mississippi border. So definitely lots of watches and warnings still out there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You can see even these are marine warnings for the ships that are out there as well. So kind of crazy what's going on our current map here in the United States. So let's talk about our next snowstorm coming in. Let's go here, right there, sorry. Okay. So this is the forecast currently that's on track. It's not fully, exact. It's just saying this is what it thinks right now. But this is predicted snowfall, expected snowfall for the next storm as it comes through. This is going to be more of a focus on this area here. Usually we're in that Cheyenne area, the Cheyenne Ridge, but I think it's going to be more in the Palmer Divide area here, the way it's showing. So they could get a little bit more snow in the metro area, 4 to 6 inches, 3 to 4 out by Byers. South of Greeley, you'll be that 3 to 4. You got the Greeley at 2 to 3 inches, and Fort Morgan 1 to 2, spreading all the way out into Akron, and then Sterling probably will get just maybe less than an inch or a trace. Folks in Julesburg right now, it's not looking good for you. You probably won't see much of the snow coming to you. But let's look at the high end amount because it's also interesting to look at as well. Boy, we went really high. We went from 2 inches to 2 inches of snow. So there's the high end. So woof, slow down for us on that one. But Byers could see higher snow totals up to 5 inches, Denver 5 inches, Castle Rock. So this is the higher end of the spectrum. So we'll see what happens there. Not for sure on that. Okay, again, these can change. And if the storm bottoms out and fizzles out, then we could see less than an inch out here in this region. So that all just kind of depends. So right now, these are all just probabilities of snowfall that are for northeastern Colorado and the surrounding areas. Mountains are going to get their portion as well, as you can see. Okay, so let's go here. Let's pull and do the HER. This is our next storm as it comes through. So you can see this is 1 hour out. Let's drag it through. You can see there's those snowfalls starting to come in. Weld County. Okay, this is 24 hours out tomorrow night. You can see it starts snowing and working its way over as we continue. Now this model here is a little bit higher than the others so far, I've noticed. Okay, this is the HER and the HRRR, and you can see it's showing even Southwest Morgan County 6 inches by DIA, 6.8 inches of snow. So we'll see. And then if you're showing in Brush, about another 3 inches and a 3.5 inches in Fort Morgan. Wiggins could be on the higher end, around 4 inches. We go to Sterling, you could see 1.4. Akron, you could see maybe 2.7. Yuma, maybe around 2.1. And again, I talked about Julesburg and those places. Maybe aren't going to see much at all. I highly doubt if you'll see anything at this point. Okay, so you can see Weld County in here. This is Weld. Some parts of Weld County could get a little bit of higher amounts up by Wellington and I-25, making it difficult travel. So the metro area is next for the storm. But again, that doesn't mean we're out of the picture here in northeastern Colorado. Let's take a look at the other, which is the RAP. And you can see the RAP here. This one here also, it's a short-term model as well. And you can see it's showing the snowfall as it's going farther east of us. Of course, that's the bigger storm that just finished with us. But here's the new one coming in. And you can see that snowfall totals pick up. There they go. And this is about 48 hours out. So let's look here. It's showing southwestern Morgan County, Adams, and Arapahoe getting quite a bit of snow actually, and then parts of southwest Washington County. And then you see here in Akron, you might get 2.7. Julesburg now kind of gets into play at the 1.5 inches. So again, this model is showing a little bit higher snowfall totals for us out here. So we'll see what goes with that new storm. Let's take a look at some of the longer term models. This is the Euro as it's showing the next storm kicking out and the new storm following on its heels. And you can see the new storm kicking in. There it goes. Lower totals, obviously, because it's a little safer, I think, the Euro. I think it's afraid to give us a higher amounts. But it is showing some snowfall. And you can see the next snowfall storm, let me start over. The next snowstorm coming in on its heels even after that. Because remember, I talked about the 6th, 7th, and then here comes the 8th, 9th, there's that next storm, and then the 11th, another one comes in. Again, these are still too early to tell, and you can see all that snowfall. Again, this is not one total storm. This is several storms coming through, several series of storms that cause that when it's over with. So it's saying at the conclusion of it, and this model is just guessing. Again, this is just a model. It's not saying for sure, but you could see higher end 6 inches. Out by Denver, you could see 16 inches, 9 inches. That's a total of all the storms. That's not one storm. Again, I don't want everybody to go, oh my gosh, this is one storm. No, this is the total storms that come through in the next 360 hours. Those are hours I'm showing you at the bottom of the screen. So that's what it's showing when I drag that arrow across. Let's take a look at the global forecast system. This is another model that's a little bit more aggressive, I think, but you can see here, it doesn't feel the same as what the Euro did. And the Euro actually showed heavier amounts, and you can see we're only getting 1.5 inches. You can see Logan County, 1 inch, Akron, 2 inches. And if you're like me, you're going, please, Euro, be right, because I'd rather have the heavier snow out here because we do truly need the moisture at our places. To be honest, here in Brush, I think we had 2.5, 3 inches overnight from the snowstorm that came through. I think Abe had a little bit more, and I saw some reports of even 5 inches for some people here in the county, or in the surrounding areas, I should say, in our county. Alrighty, so let's look here at the, excuse me, caught me in mid-yawn, Storm Prediction Center. So obviously this is still going on right now. This is the tornado watch, and you can see they trimmed it off a little bit as it's going into Mississippi and Alabama. So the tornado watch is still going to be going on. There is a slight chance of severe weather there. What they're talking about now is the freezing rain. Let's take a look at this one here. This is for Kentucky, and Josh had mentioned that they were getting some of that turning over to freezing rain and stuff. So this is the concern right now of the freezing rain. I'm not sure where Josh is at exactly here, but this is Eastern Kentucky where he mentioned earlier. So we'll see. I don't know how close that's going to be to him, into Josh Hart's place. But as you can see, the freezing rain is still expected here in that Kentucky area. So that's one of the biggest concerns the Weather Service is showing right now. Let me go back to that. I think we're good there. I think, of course, the next is the thunderstorm forecast for the next couple days. Obviously, Florida is going to be in play tomorrow, and I was going to say, I was going to say Alabama, yes, and let me get my states correct here. I totally just drew a blank here. Yes, here we are. So this is Alabama, Mississippi. Whew, I'll get it right. And this is Georgia. I'll get my state right. I'm looking in my brain going, what am I trying to say? So Georgia and Florida are going to be affected tomorrow. They're in a marginal threat already. So if you have any family or friends there, please be sure to notify them of that. Let's take a look at Co-Trip tonight. Obviously, we still have some rough roads out there. If I click on this, it says wet in areas on Highway 34, all the way from Fort Morgan to the state line. So that's something to be cautious about. Cheyenne Wells out in that area, that's reporting a little bit different. Snow falling out there, and you can see some of the closures now. If I slide over here, this is actually pretty cool. I don't think I can slide over that. I have to go to Kansas. I'm going to go to Kansas Drive. You got to check this out. Pretty much Kansas is closed. I'm not kidding you. It's pretty much closed. So this is Kansas City. Look at this. I-70 shut down. There is nowhere to go. That little dash, circle dash, means it's closed. So you cannot go to Kansas City via I-70. So forget it if you're planning on going via that direction. Matter of fact, most parts into Kansas City are showing closed. As I get closer to the Kansas City Metro, look at all these closures, guys. Don't even try. It's not worth it. So stay away. candrive.gov if you want to look at that. That's pretty cool to see some of those roads being closed. So that's in Kansas. Let's take a look at the temperatures real quick. For the next few days, you can see they're going to still be pretty chilly out here. You can see those are the 20s and teens, excuse me, right there on your map. The colder ones are the pinker ones. The single digits as they kind of work their way overnight hours. And then you can see it kind of pools here in the valley. As you can see, it's a little bit cooler here, but you can see those temps still try to hover around those 20, 30 degree marks. Got some other colder temperatures trying to work their way closer to us. And you can see the mountains are going to get some cold in the next 60 hours. And then you can see 66 hours, it gets pretty cold. So yeah, the temperatures are going to kind of go back to normal where they should be at this time. So one more time, let's just wrap up with everybody. People are going to ask me what time tomorrow. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go with Greeley today. Let's actually, excuse me. I'm sorry. Let's go to Akron. Let's do Akron today, because we have folks in Akron that watch us a lot too. So let's do our folks in Akron. A-K-R-O-N. Okay, so let's go to Akron and let's take a look at that weather graph for you folks in Akron. Whoops, it didn't go. It's not going. Sorry. There we go. So it's 10 degrees in Akron right now. Southwest wind, southeast wind at 3. So it probably makes it feel about 8 or 9 degrees. It's going to get down to 7 tonight in Akron. So as you can see, blowing snow on Thursday. We're going to have those high winds coming in. 30 to 40 mile an hour winds are possible. But let's go ahead and look at those graphs. I talked about doing that for you all. So here we go. Akron. Let's start with you guys for tomorrow, 9 o'clock tonight. Not much chance of snow, maybe if barely even a dusting. But we go up tomorrow night at 6 p.m. to 22% chance of snow. And then by around 10 o'clock tomorrow night, we're going to jump up to about a 60% chance of snow, carrying us all the way through until noon the next day. So definitely showing some more snow. It is saying here that you could see about an inch, inch and a half of snow is what it's forecasting now. But again, that's the forecast. That doesn't mean it's correct. And you'll see those winds running around 6 to 10 miles an hour with some gusts coming up on Thursday in the 20s, it appears. And then you can see some of our wind chill temperatures down into the single digits and some temperatures around 17 degrees. So it's not going to be too hot or too cool, or let me start over, too warm. It'll be 23 for the highest, it looks like, here in the next couple days for Akron. Tomorrow will be a warm start at 31, but as soon as that next storm comes through, it's going to get cooler. So that's what I have. Hopefully that will help all of you. Let me close that stream real quick and answer some questions real quick if there is any questions. So, whew. Okay, good evening, Don. Hope things are well. Oh, there's the subscriber stuff. Don't forget to join and become a subscriber. You get a few perks, especially when you buy merchandise off from us. You get up to 20% discount on our merchandise when you join our subscription, and that costs 99 cents. All you got to do is click on the subscriber button, and you are subscribing with us. So some are saying 8 inches in Iliff. I don't know about that one. I haven't heard. Looking at some of these others. Lots of power outages already in Kentucky. I've seen pictures over 3/4 of an inch in ice. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. Don, yes, I hope things are well. Snowboarding behind a truck on Tuesday. Snowboarding with water ski with a truck seat. Yeah. I wouldn't snowboard behind a truck. You have more bravery than I do. Michelle, there's no way you'd catch me doing that. That's why people ask me, why don't you ever jump out of a plane? Why would I ever jump out of a perfectly good airplane? So people are like, yeah, I would do skydiving. So I think they're crazy for that reason. So taking any questions right now. No, I don't have a ton of people on tonight, but we have 18 followers currently. And we're live on YouTube also. And you can subscribe to us on YouTube as well. Even just follow us on YouTube. That's great. The more followers we get, the better. So I've been doing a lot of these lives on YouTube as well. So every single one of these updates here have been on YouTube. So I could sure use the subscribers there as well. So click on it, follow us, and that helps us grow a little bit bigger, and share that link as well. We also had a donation come in this morning via Venmo. So I'd like to thank the person who gave us that donation on the Venmo. That'll go into our account that we use to fuel the fleet and get us out there and do what we need to do. So I don't keep any of that money, folks. I can assure you. I don't make enough to do any of that. And to be honest, I probably put more money into my own of this company to keep like cameras and stuff. All the guys have cameras now and everything, so we're trying to make it, and we're getting ready to go to the Storm Chaser Summit. I was able to pay for a lot of the the fees to get into the Storm Chaser Summit, but I picked up the hotels on that for the guys. So that's what we're doing. So it always helps when you guys donate and keep our program going, because I don't know how much longer I can keep donating of my own money, but it does help that people do that. So I really appreciate that. When you give us stars, you can give us stars on our, people are saying, I can't give you stars on this live stream. I think it's because I'm doing multi-platforming and I don't think it'll allow it when I'm doing this. So I don't know if it does or not. But Abe always puts a link at the top of the post that shows how to donate and how to follow us and support us and subscribe to us. So all those things truly do help. So I really appreciate all those that have done so for this portion already. So thank you. I appreciate it, Sarah. Thanks for the well wishes for the Broncos. Yeah, Broncos dominated them today. I knew it was going to be an easy game for the Bronx. So, but they got a tough one ahead, a very tough one ahead. So, as you know, our house will be bleeding red, white, and blue next week. So if you drive by my house, you'll be hearing us screaming and going crazy for our Buffalo Bills here for next week's wild card action. So, all right, folks, that's all I have. Thanks again for following us. Checking for questions. I haven't seen any questions pop up. I always like to make sure I don't miss anybody. If they say, what about my area? What do you think? I always like to answer those questions as best I can, but I'm not seeing very many questions tonight, which is okay. I hope that we're doing it well and informing everybody, so I really appreciate it. So wrapping up this broadcast in 30 seconds, just want to tell everybody again, thank you again for watching us, supporting us, like all of our posts, everything like that. Share us. We want to keep growing with our followers as well. So, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much, Michelle. That's awesome. So, Abe, you're not allowed to use Big Dog Northeast Colorado Storm Chaser label to say go Steelers. I'm just kidding, Abe. So you need to log in as yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Abraham, he knows that he's a Steelers fan, and they'll probably be out by next week. So he's a little jealous. That's okay. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate all the love and support. You guys are amazing, and I feel so much better. Thank you. I finally got over my voice junk. Ironically, I got to work tomorrow, so of course my voice gets better. So isn't that crazy? So thanks so much. Appreciate everything you do. Abe, thank you for doing all the back work for us. And you guys be careful out there and stay safe and keep us posted on anything up at the top pinned post. Have a great night. See you later on.